Greetings and welcome to the Morning Curve, starring me, James Bradsher. I'm sorry I missed the morning and evening curve yesterday, but I was out of broadcast hours. So I've got my broadcast hours back and I am back up and running. So pow 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 pow. Sometimes I run out of hours before the fifth or the seventh, and it takes until the fifth or the seventh for me to get new hours back because that's when this program resets. Oh, so I hope you've enjoyed checking out my feed. Have you liked all the alias names and companies I put up? Huh? Huh. Well, anyways, I'm tired. I just woke up. I just woke up. And waiting for Sergeant Menagerie and Lieutenant Oliver to show up. In the meantime, this broadcast brought to you by Pepsi Cola Pepsi products, sold in stores near you. Well. I wonder how David De La Fuente likes the fact that the cops know he's stealing from me now. Because my company account, David De La Fuente took half of my company account. You see, 13 years ago and before, 13 years ago, I had a bank account, U.S. Bank. My mother was my payee, and David De La Fuente forced her to give him half of my account. He stole my account. And my mom can't say anything because David De La Fuente threatened my little sister, my mom, my nephew, me. So I want David De La Fuente arrested. He is obviously not me as he doesn't have the California identification card. So, David De La Fuente, piece of shit. Piece of shit, David De La Fuente. Piece of shit, he works for Hillary. She wants him to take everything from me so her and him can be happy and rich. But I'm not gonna let them because I want Hillary in jail because she's not supposed to be around children. Yeah, here she is with children, and David's got my money. So, honey, why don't we do something funny? So David De La Fuente stole my money. So why don't we kick him in the bunny? Come on. I want David De La Fuente and Hillary Probond arrested. And somebody sprayed elk urine in 1201 Cleveland Way. I do believe. I do believe. They probably did. Because they seem to spray it in every house I want to move into. Which means I did not make it into the house yesterday. Which means America does not get a house in California. So, too bad, so sad, so sorry, Charlie. Now comes the time of the show that everybody loves. It is time to smoke a cigarette with the king. Light him if you got him. This is bullshit, isn't it? I want David Delinquente in jail and I want my money back. Okay. Something else David Delinquente has of mine. My son Austin James Bradsher. Austen James Bradsher. Nobody wanted to tell me, but I had twins. Kind of hard to say there's only one when you get 2 awards from school. Kindergarten, you get 2 awards from school. One from the morning class from your son Austin James Bradsher, and one from the evening class that you have the son Austin James Bradsher in. Now, if Austin James Bradsher got an award, how come I get an award from the morning class? My son didn't go to the morning class, which means another son of mine named Austin must have went to the morning class. So, David Delinquente, you are godfather to Austin James Bradsher, and I'm reporting you as kidnapping him. They're using my little son Austin against me as an insurance policy, saying if I don't let them have the money, they're going to kill him. So let us figure out why David Delinquente A has my child, B has my money, and B has my identity set up in the sheriff's station as his own. Why is Colusa Sheriff Station doing all this for him when he's a dishonorably discharged military veteran? That's dishonorably discharged. If he was honorably discharged, I could understand the sheriff station working with the military man. Thank you for your service. Here, we can help you do this, right? If you're dishonorably discharged, that negates any help law enforcement should give you, unless it's just investigating a crime. Dishonorably discharged veterans should get no help from the military or law enforcement like that. They don't deserve it. They were dishonored. They are not military anymore. Greetings, Ariel Williams. How are you doing, honey? Yep. But we're talking about David De La Fuente today. David De La Fuente. East Coast Canada boys. Hello, Canada boys. Hello to Canada. How are we doing in Canada? Morning cup of coffee. I got me a Pepsi Cola Pepsi product. See? Pepsi Cola Pepsi product sold in stores near you. Enjoying the sun? Good. I've been good. I've been good, East Coast. I have been really good. I'd be even better if David De La Fuente wasn't stealing my money and kidnapping my son. Yeah, I need to put a stop to that. Chef Boyardee goat? All right. Did you know if you take macaroni and cheese and put ketchup in it, you get Chef Boyardee? Yeah, but if you take macaroni and cheese and put ketchup in it, you get Chef Boyardee. Poor man's Chef Boyardee. Really? Yeah, really. Everything is good with me and the family. We are working on getting things fixed out. We are working on it. So, where's my military? Yeah, that's good. That's good. That is good. I still want to know why he's got my money and my son, and why the sheriff thinks they can get away with switching our identities. David De La Fuente and his ex-military Mexican friends. Well, since David De La Fuente wants to fuck with me and he's Mexican, I'm authorizing the execution of every Mexican shot caller we have in the federal penitentiary in California. Yes. Yeah, they're working with him against me. Colusa County Sheriff's Station is wholly corrupt. Colusa County is the richest county in California because it is the most corrupt county in California. It directly associates wealth with corruption. It is terrible. Good morning, Sergeant Oliver, or Lieutenant Oliver. I was wondering when you were going to get here. Sorry about not being here yesterday, but I was at broadcast hours. So, how are we doing, Mr. Oliver? So, we have found out that David De La Fuente has my money. So, Mr. Oliver, it is up to you to contact the Secret Service and inform them that David De La Fuente has kidnapped my son, Austin, Austen, James Bradsher, and is holding him against me, threatening to kill him unless I give him the money that he's stolen from me. Okay. Okay, Mr. Oliver. I'll talk to you again tonight at 7 p.m. then. So enjoy your son's birthday party. Tell him I said happy birthday. David is not jailed or dead. He's in Yuba City. David De La Fuente is in Yuba City. Okay. David De La Fuente is in Yuba City under the name, he's trying to steal the name James Bradsher. So there are, he's using the name James Bradsher, but it doesn't have my California identification card to it. He's living in Yuba City. If you want to find him, look for James Bradsher, Austen, James Bradsher. When you find him, you will find David De La Fuente as his caretaker. But tell him to look for James Bradsher in Yuba City. Yeah, they're not being truthful. They're accepting bribes from Mr. De La Fuente. They're accepting bribes from Mr. De La Fuente. So tell them that the Secret Service is monitoring their bank accounts, and tell them we have multiple donations from David De La Fuente to them. So we have them on accepting bribes. So they can either do their job or they can go to jail. David is ex-military intelligence. David is ex-military intelligence, so it's pretty powerful. Tell the FBI to look up my YouTube. This is one thing David De La Fuente doesn't have. This proves I'm me. Ask them if the James Bradsher they're working for has this California identification card. Because they're working with David De La Fuente. He tells him he's James Bradsher. So they're working with him thinking he has diplomatic immunity, thinking he's a 5-star general. David De La Fuente is not a 5-star general. Exactly, that's proof. Tell the FBI the man that they are working with, the James Bradsher that they are talking to, is David De La Fuente. Tell them to look up his fourth grade scholastic records at Williams Middle School. You will find James Monroe Bradsher and David De La Fuente both sharing a class together. And if I'm going to be David De La Fuente, I'm going to go over to 901 Gale Avenue, apartment 25, and I'm going to hurt Yolanda and her husband because I never liked my parents anyway, right? Because if I'm David De La Fuente, I don't like my parents. And I'm going to hurt them severely if I'm David De La Fuente. James Monroe Bradshaw likes Yolanda. She's a nice woman. But David De La Fuente wants to hurt her bad. Okay, Matthew Oliver, you see if you can get him to help you. That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. See if you can get him to help. That would be nice. So, how do we like David De La Fuente? How do we love thee? Let me count the ways. Bang, 1. Bang, 2. Thank you, Canada. Hey, Clint. All right. Okay, maybe I'll look into that book. Okay. You prove that, Matthew, Lieutenant Oliver. You prove that. But remember, we need to get these people after David De La Fuente. Remember, tell him he's going by the name James Bradsher in Yuba City. I'm James Bradsher in Arbuckle, California, and I have the California identification card. Yeah, Arbuckle is in my state. Yes. Arbuckle is in California. Zip code 95912. What's down Davidson? Yuba City. Yuba City. That's in California too. Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. David is in Yuba City. I don't know the zip code. Yuba City is spelled Yubaciti or City. Yuba City. Well, y'all, it has been 30 minutes. It is time to say my goodbyes. So, like Night Owl _74 always says, spread the love, not the hate. Gotta have more love in the world. So let's love David De La Fuente right into a prison cell. Like Jesus says, love thy neighbor as if you were your brother. And I do. I love David. He was one of my best friends in 4th grade. But just because I love him doesn't mean he can't go to jail. I can love you in jail too, David. And it leads to my message, Bradsher Ping Gray 2020. Can one man make a difference? If one man opens enough eyes, can he get people to see what's really going on? Thank you, East Coast boys. You, hey, Matthew Oliver, how you doing? Thank you, Canada boys. Okay, you stay. You start the work, Matthew, and tell your son I said happy birthday. So spread that message. Spread the love. Love thy neighbor, and try and alter somebody's life for the better. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter how you alter their life. You could give them $1,000,000, or you could cheer them up when they're sad. Either way, it's going to alter their life, and they're going to be better for it. So I'll see you tomorrow morning, tonight at 7 p.m. on the Evening Curve. Check me out.